YouTube, it's been a minute, man. Your boy is looking rough. It's been a minute since I did a haircut video too, a self-cut video. So I want to get down here, get myself together, and got a few words to say too, man. But in terms of my lineup that I'm using, if you saw my last shorts that I made, you already know, man. These are the go-tos. This is all I'm cutting with right now, the TPOB Play Minis. So this is my zero gap version. I don't put any guards on this. I just use these to bump out ball lines. And then I got a TPOB Play, another one mini, not zero gap, so I can fit the guards on so I can do my fading with. And then, you know, I got the classic slimline. And then I had to get the powerful TPOB trimmers too, man. Things can plow through anything. But y'all check me out and watch me work, man. YouTube, what's going on, man? It is early. I couldn't fall back to sleep. So it's like, man, I might as well get up, knock my hair cut out before I get the day started. It's Sunday, off day, so I'm able to relax with the family, watch a little church online, and just kick back and relax, man, before the week start. When I say it was cold in Wisconsin this week, I mean, like, bruh, Friday, I think the low was like -20 and really didn't get over. I don't even think we got to 0 all day. I think it pretty much stayed negative. And I had to work. I'm a semi-truck driver and I work outside. So doing those deliveries in -10, -15 degrees, it builds character. I'm gonna say that. So that day was rough, but we was able to get through it. And then I worked Saturdays too. That's another story. But I worked Saturdays too, and it was like kind of the same ordeal, man. Super cold. Like, it was so cold. My tractor actually didn't even start on Saturday, which sucked. And I had to get out of the yard, or I got out of the yard an hour late because we was scrambling, just trying to figure out what I could take to do the route. So I was able to find another tractor, switched out my tractors, which was a whole nother headache in itself. Switched out the tractors and was able to get going and get rolling. Luckily I finished the day in time to make it to my daughter's birthday party on time. So that was cool. And then the family came over, my wife's people, you know what I'm saying, my people, we was all here celebrating my youngest daughter's birthday. And that was cool, man. I don't know how y'all feel when you get to planning parties, you get to buying food, and you're like, okay, is enough people gonna show up so the food doesn't get wasted? Are both sides of the family gonna get along? You know, are the kids gonna play nice? You worry about all that. But it seemed like when the party actually started, like, all that stuff pretty much takes care of itself. It was a good time, like I said, to see both sides of the family. Have both sides of the family come together, celebrate my daughter. Everybody had a good time. Everybody had enough to eat. All the kids had a good time too. So that was cool, man. Shout out to both sides of my family. So in terms of the haircut, man, I'm probably gonna do probably gonna just do a mid-ball fade. And the one thing I will say, and you can take this as motivational speech, you can take it as anything. I'm 34 years old. I'm not getting any younger. When I was in my 20s, I had a full head of dark hair. I had crazy waves. When I did bald tapers, high tapers, my waves popped. When I did bald fades, my waves popped. I was younger, so my hair was fuller. I am to the realization now that my hair is thinning. I have thin spots right here. I have a bald spot back here. I don't hide it. I'm not afraid to show my age, and I'm not afraid to just basically realize I'm getting older, man. That's life. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's beautiful that I'm actually even able to make it to these ages to see, you know what I'm saying, certain transitions. Like, do I wish my hair was a little thicker up here? Yeah, but it is what it is, man. You ain't gonna see me like today. Normally I do a little spray, you know, a little enhancement spray. I'm not doing that today. I might do like a little fibers just to thicken it up. But man, it is what it is, man. Like, and I wish more people just had that, you know what I'm saying, that attitude. Like, we get older. And, you know, certain things are going to happen when we get older. And I'm the type of person, man, I'm embracing the journey, man. It is what it is. And if one day I go bald, I go bald. It is what it is. I'm a natural guy. I like to wear my hair natural. I don't like to have a lot of enhancements, man. I don't like to hide my hair. It is what it is. And I would encourage, like, a lot of people, especially in the Black community, especially on women too, man, rock your natural. Whether your hair be short, whether it's, you know, curly, whatever, man, rock your natural, man. That's the way God made you. And there's nothing wrong with it. You're going to look dope regardless. Like, my mom is at the stage now where she keeps a really low haircut. She don't wear wigs no more. She don't do none of that BS no more. She look how she look, and she embraces that. And my mama beautiful. So, like, take it from my moms, take it from me, man. Rock naturally how you are. You beautiful, however your hair is. Luckily, I know how to cut my hair and manipulate my hair to, like, I don't know, take some numbers off my age. But like I said, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm embracing the journey to baldness. I guess you want to say that. But for today, man, we still got a little bit left. And y'all gonna watch me work see what I do with this, man. Stay tuned. So I already got the hair combed out. I'm gonna probably take my hair down with a 1. Yeah, I think that's normally I do a 1.5. But I don't know, today I want to do a 1, and I might even take my beard down too. Take my beard down a little bit because it's getting thick. I haven't trimmed my beard in a minute. So I'll probably take that down with a 1, 2. And I need some advice. So when I was younger, I really didn't think my skin was that sensitive. But I like to use the razor on my beard just to, like, you know what I'm saying, get the line sharp. But for some reason, man, my skin has been so sensitive and just has not been able to, like, really accept the razor. So I kind of broke out the last time I did my beard. So I was wondering, man, is there any products or any, like, creams or stuff I could use to kind of get this to go away, man? Like this little scar, I don't know, rash, whatever it is, man. Like, it's been lingering for a minute. So I'm probably done with using the razor on my face. I'll use the razor to, like, touch up my lining, but just on my face, I'm probably gonna stop all that just because, like, my skin can't really take it anymore. And it's not even like I press, like, super hard. It's just light tap and goes. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's because it's cold right now or whatever, but yeah, man, hit me up in the comments if y'all got, like, any cream or anything I can use to kind of, you know, put some work in on this rash or scar or whatever, because I don't want this to stay around. But yeah, man, I'm gonna take down my hair and get going with this cut. So the main influence for the reason for this video today is I watch YouTube while I drive, and one channel in particular that I watch is Fearless with Jason Whitlock. The topic of the debate was Martin Luther King and his legacy. Martin Luther King, MLK Day just passed. So Jason Whitlock wanted to have a debate between two people on the show, somebody who supported Martin Luther King and somebody who didn't support Martin Luther King. Delano Squires does support Martin Luther King, so he was on the side of arguing for Dr. King, and Chad O. Jackson vehemently is against Martin Luther King and was on the side of going against King. And before I even just get into my take on the debate, it was cool to see two very intellectual black men, you know what I'm saying, give their thoughts about a certain topic, articulate a certain way, not get hostile against each other, not call each other out of their name, you know what I'm saying, not violate each other. Because recently, man, Corey Holcomb and Antoine Daniels, like, that was just embarrassing. It was embarrassing for our community. Like, both them two dudes should be embarrassed, like, to represent yourselves like that in public. You know what I'm saying? And it was refreshing to see two black men be able to sit down and not agree, but do it in a way that was respectful, and it was a good, you know what I'm saying, back and forth. My issue with the debate, I'll talk about three things that I took away from the debate, and all three of them were very disturbing and it bothered me. So first off, I'll start on Jason Whitlock. If you see my channel, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Jason Whitlock, but I will give him credit. I enjoy the topics that he covers on this show. Like, I can't even lie. Like, I watch the show religiously, first of all, because it's long. Like, when I drive, we can't be on our phones when we driving. So before I take off, I need to have a video on that's long enough that's gonna cover my drive. Because from Milwaukee to Madison, that's probably, depending on where you go in Madison, that's probably like a hour and a half to hour 45-minute drive. So I gotta have something playing the whole time where I don't have to touch my phone. And Jason Whitlock's like shows are long enough to where like I don't have to touch my phone. So I will say salute to him on that. But anyways, so like I said, the debate is between Delano Squires and Chad Jackson. It's not a three-way debate or a two-on-one debate where Jason Whitlock can hop in at any point and be against Delano. But unfortunately, that's what it turned into. And it was like very frustrating. Like, Delano will make certain points about, defending Martin Luther King. And instead of just being a moderator and letting Chad Jackson defend himself, Jason Whitlock would take it upon himself to go against Delano at certain points. And there was one point in particular, which I'm gonna bring up, where Chad was on the ropes. Chad talked himself into a corner, and Delano was making Chad stand on everything he was saying. And instead of letting Chad intellectually get himself out of the corner, Jason Whitlock basically stopped the debate, made him change the subject because he didn't want Chad Jackson to come off a certain way. And I'm just going to get my broom on quick. But that was just uncalled for, man. Like, bro, you're a moderator. Like, and Chad Jackson is a grown man. That man is, I don't agree with everything he does, but that man is super smart, super intellectual. He can articulate. He'll be fine. If he said, don't get me wrong, I'll get into what he said. He said something stupid. And it's up to him to fix that, not you to feel like you have to hop in and play savior. Like, that's not your kid, bro. It's one thing if Chad Jackson was like 16 and he said that, I would get it. I would understand, because what he said, in my opinion, was stupid. But at the same time, he is a grown man. He can speak for himself and he can get himself out of trouble. So one of the biggest cons I took from the debate is Jason Whitlock always feeling like he had to jump in. Like, we get it. You don't mess with Martin Luther King. You don't like what he stood for. You thought he was a hypocrite. You thought he wasn't a Christian. You thought all those things about him, and cool. But at the same time, if you're going to host a debate between two people, have it be that. Don't have it be, oh, well, it's a debate between them two, but I don't like Martin Luther King. So every time I feel like I got to get my opinion off, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to just interrupt the debate and press Delano because I don't like what he's saying. I think that's wrong, bro. Like, if you felt that strong, you should have had your own debate with Delano. And I don't think that would have went too good for you. So yeah, that was my first take from it. Like, if two people are gonna have a debate, let those two people debate. And then maybe at the end, if you took notes or you took certain mental notes of like stuff you didn't agree with Delano, you either pull him to the side in a private setting and be like, hey, I didn't agree with this, or you can do it on the show too. But have the main thing be the main thing, and that's those two debating. So that was my number one issue. My number two issue in terms of the debate is it was 2 points I wanted to talk about. But the number one issue was, so Chad made the point that because Martin Luther King allegedly committed affairs on his wife, he didn't believe in the traditional gospel, which I'll put on record. If Martin Luther King didn't believe in the bodily resurrection of Christ, and he didn't believe that we need to put our faith in Jesus Christ for our salvation, I'm against that. He wasn't a Christian. If he went to his deathbed believing that, I pray for his soul. I pray that he didn't have those beliefs, because that is the gospel. That is the foundation of the Christian faith, that believing that we as sinners were imperfect, and it took a savior in Jesus Christ dying for our sins. And we need to put our faith in that for salvation. If Martin Luther King didn't believe that, tough. So I will put that out there. But Chad O. Jackson was making the point saying that Martin Luther King was a heretic. You know what I'm saying? He cheated on his wife. He just wasn't a good dude. So he said that because Martin Luther King did all these things, that his legacy should be tainted and all the good work that he did should be negated and shouldn't be recognized because of the way he lived his life. And I'm paraphrasing too. But then Delano comes back and say, okay, if you gonna do that, should Thomas Jefferson's work be negated? Because yeah, he did a lot of good things. He helped to write in the Constitution for the country. He was the president of the country. Did a lot of good things. But Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. So are we gonna negate every good thing Thomas Jefferson did because he owned slaves? And then Delano, instead of kind of coming to a middle ground with Delano, Chad O. Jackson kept digging himself into a hole and saying, well, slavery was legal at the time, so it wasn't like Thomas Jefferson was doing anything wrong. I'm paraphrasing, but something along those lines. Bruh, digging yourself into a hole. And I feel like Delano realized that and kept pushing that. He kept pushing that. So it basically turned into, okay, is it morally right to own somebody as a man? Is that right? You're going to sit up here as a Christian and say that it is right to own a man. And another thing, I want to stay on this for a while. They kept saying that biblically, they didn't find anywhere where slavery was wrong. First of all, and that's what when Jason Whitlock was trying to pop in. Bruh, first of all, you have the biggest example of the Hebrews being in captivity in Egypt for hundreds of years and God being fed up, and he literally set his people free. That is one of the biggest examples of slavery being not cool in the Bible, and man stealing. And context is key. So in the Bible, slavery of what we think of today necessarily wasn't the same thing all around. Like in the Bible, if you owed somebody some money to work that debt off, you might go to that person and work for that person and be considered like a slave. So that if they gonna go off of that, but that was not what American slavery was. That was not even close to what American slavery was. And I feel like Chad O. Jackson kind of was, he's a very smart man, but was kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place and didn't want to give that up. Like, bruh, you can be against what King stood for and against King's actions. But come on, man, you got to have enough decency to say, no, it is not morally right to own somebody, especially in the way that slavery was conducted in America at that time. People were tortured, people were raped, families were split apart. Nobody got paid. Like, slavery was not a good thing back in those days, even with it being legal. That's why it was so many abolitionists and so many people that worked to try to abolish slavery, because it wasn't a good thing. And that's even to a bigger topic. Our country was founded on Christian principles. And the fact that our country was founded on Christian principles and something in an institution like slavery was able to exist makes our country at the time the biggest hypocritical place ever. How are we going to be founded on liberty and justice for all, but at the same time, we got people who are not even considered people? Like, that's crazy. And like, that's a whole nother topic, but I want to stay on topic. But I don't like the fact that like Chad O. Jackson and others will have this moral stance on a lot of things when it comes to calling out black people, the black community, and certain things that black people do. But in terms of just not even necessarily just white people, but just institutions back in the day, like slavery, like calling out slavery does not make you a Democrat. It doesn't make you a super liberal. No, it's just, bro, having some discernment, and two things could be true at the same time. I'm a conservative, I have certain values, but I also can say that was wrong. Black people coming here the way they did and being thrown into something like slavery was wrong. As a Christian man, that's wrong. And it's wrong to own somebody against their will. Like, and that's all Chad Jackson had to say. Slavery, Delano, we not agreeing on a lot of things right now, but a man owning another man, especially in the way that occurred in America at that time, was wrong. But Chad could not say that. And he kept saying, well, what is a citizen? And then I'm shaking my head watching this like, Chad, you really that prideful? Like, are you really that prideful that you can't just simply say slavery was wrong, man? Slavery was wrong. And it's a nasty stain on our great country. Had he said something like that, Delano wouldn't have kept pressing him. But he was just, like I said, he kept talking himself into a hole until a certain point where even Jason Whitlock had to step in and just change the subject. He said, oh, well, the guests are just going to think you're somebody who's not going to call out slavery. You're advocating for slavery. So I'm going to change the subject. I'm going to step in and I'm going to try to fix this, and I'm going to change the subject. No, bro, he's a grown man. He can talk for himself. But Delano kept pressing the issue. And it's like, that's my problem with some of these black conservatives. Like, I agree with some of the stuff y'all saying in terms of being accountable, doing for self, not depending on the government and handouts. But it's like, with saying all that at the same time, a lot of y'all can't even just at least admit, like, black people went through certain stuff back in the day that was just unfair and unlawful. Two things can be true at the same time. And a lot of these black conservatives, like, they used to be liberals and used to be left-leaning. But it's like almost because they had their awakening and they feel like as though they're on the right side now. It's like you throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, April Chapman is like that. Like, who else? There's a lot of black conservatives like that who are so far right-leaning that they feel as though they can't even just call out simple stuff, simple truths, then that's not even a left or a right issue. It's just a moral issue. Like, was that right or was that wrong? And that's just the problem I have with Chad O. Jackson. But in that moment, like, bro, like, slavery was wrong. Like, and if you gonna call out Martin Luther King and say Martin Luther King he shouldn't be regarded as this leader. A lot of his stuff should be taken down. A lot of his stuff should be stripped. If you're gonna have that energy about Martin Luther King because of some of his discrepancies and some of his sins and some of his faults, you got to keep that same energy with everybody. Trump, the founding fathers, everybody. At the end of the day, bro, nobody's perfect. We all got things that we fallen short of. We all could be thrown under the bus. So I find it, you got to be careful with taking that stance, man. Because if you're going to do all of that, if you're going to be like that towards one person, keep that same energy towards everybody. So that was the point Delano was trying to make. But I feel like Chad was just too prideful to give that up. Like, too prideful to just say that. Because I feel like, in his eyes, well, if I say that, I'm going against what I believe in and all that, blah, blah, blah. But Jason Whitlock basically had to save Chad in that instance. And I thought that didn't do any favors for Chad. And if anything, it made him look like a kid at the end of the day. So that was my second point. Delano made it clear. If you're going to call Martin Luther King out, you got to call Thomas Jefferson out. And you got to call everybody out who was a leader and who made contributions to this country, but had faults. That was his point. Second point is, what was the second point, man? I'm trying to do this haircut and say these points at the same time. Oh, second point. So, Chad O. Jackson said that it is our duty to be men, to not complain, to work hard, but to be men. And Delano made another excellent point. He said that we are citizens, and as citizens, we are allowed to air grievances. That is our fundamental right. As a man, just because I'm a man, that doesn't make me any less of a man because I have a problem with the way something is going in this country. Like, we are allowed that right. And I feel like just because you can be a man, you can work hard, you can do what you're supposed to do, but that doesn't mean at the same time, that don't mean you can't say anything. Like, I feel like if you have a grievance, you should call that out, because if you don't, that means stuff will never get fixed. It'll never get fixed. Oh, I'm a man, I'll just deal with it. No, you air out your grievances. So for the next man, so this doesn't happen to the next man. And he was saying that, so Martin Luther King back in the day said in one of his either speeches or when he got interviewed that men aren't allowed to be men back in those times just because of some of the laws that were in place. I don't necessarily agree with that fully, but I get what he was saying. I understand what he was saying. But I think Delano hit it on the head when he said that, man. Like, we as citizens, we have a right to call stuff out. And I feel like as citizens, we have a right to call that out because that's what voting is. When you vote, you want to vote your interest, and you also want to be let it be known that certain things, you want your candidate to address certain things in the country. Like healthcare, I'm older. I don't like the healthcare system, so I'm gonna let that be known to whatever political candidate is running at the time. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'll even take it to a smaller level at my job. I work hard. I come in, I try to bust my ass every day and do my job the right way. But at the same time, if you guys have certain standards at this job, and I feel like y'all aren't staying with those standards, I'm gonna go to the supervisors and hold them accountable. Like, hey, it's enough. I don't want to air my business out. But when I was hired, I was promised something and promised a certain thing when I got hired. That thing has yet to be done. And I've been at my job almost a year. So I stay on my supervisor. I stay on the manager like, hey, man, when I was hired, you guys told me this was going to happen. I've been here almost a year and this has not happened yet. That doesn't make me less of a man. I still work hard. I still come in and do my job. But I feel like I have a real grievance to say. And I feel like I should be able to say that. It is my right to say it. Doesn't make me a man. Now, it's a difference between airing out grievances and just complaining and using that as an excuse not to work hard and not to do what you're supposed to do. I'm not with that at all. But if you have a real grievance in this country, you should be able to, take your issues to your local, your local office, city hall, or whatever, and let your voice be heard, man. That's part of our constitutional rights as citizens. And I just feel like sometimes people who lean on the right, if you complain at all, if you say anything at all against the country, you complaining, you being unappreciative, you need to get out this country. Like, I feel like you throwing two things can be true at the same time. I think that's my overarching theme with the conservative movement. Like, yeah, you guys can have certain values, but the problem I have with you guys is you can also realize certain things aren't cool that go on in this country, and there's nothing wrong with calling that out. But yeah, that was just my second point, saying to be a man, if you call anything out, that's not being manly. No, bro. If anything, that's taking a stance and having some courage and calling out authority. That's one of the biggest things about being a man. I know if something was going on with my family, I'm gonna call that person out, or whoever messed with my family, or whatever problems we have. I'm gonna be in the forefront speaking up for my family. That's, as men, as people, that's what we should do. So overall, I thought the debate was good, but I just wish Jason Whitlock would have stayed out of it. Be a moderator, you know what I'm saying? Definitely pop in here and there if you feel like it's getting too heated. But let these two brothers talk, man. That's what you brought them on for. And don't show a bias. Come on now. If that's the case, have your own debate with Delano. Number two, if you're going to call hypocrisy out on MLK and say all his accomplishments should be taken away, keep that same energy with everybody. Number three, as a man, you have your right to air out grievances. That doesn't make you less of a man, but at the same time, don't let that be an excuse not to work hard and not to do what you're supposed to do. And my last point is to Chad O. Jackson. You a smart brother. You a business owner. You've made it clear that you're not for Martin Luther King. But my whole thing with you is, you say you're not for Martin Luther King, but you're making a lot of money using that man's name. Come on now. But let's be honest. You done made documentaries on this man. You done made appearances, several appearances on podcasts, speaking ill will against Dr. King. Come on, man. That's filling up your pockets at the same time. If I don't like somebody, I'll say I don't like them one time publicly, and I'll say why, then I'll leave them alone. I don't want to put my energy towards something I'm vehemently against. I get you saying you want to warn the public and warn people about MLK and all this and that, but come on, man. It's lines to it. And you say you don't like this man, but this man paying your bills at the end of the day. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. The bulk of your content that you recently came out with is being against Martin Luther King. Come on, man. I hope you give some of that money to his family. That's the problem I have with you. You're so against this man. How about you say some solutions to what Martin Luther King should have done, or what leader? I know you bring up Chad O. Jackson, but what things can we do to go against what Martin Luther King did without having to mention Martin Luther King? Because it just looks weird to me. You look like a hater. You look like somebody who's obsessed. And I feel like you're smart enough, man, to talk about other stuff in a way that bigs up our country and that pushes conservative values without coming off as a hater. And that is I could be wrong, but that's just my personal opinion about you. Like, I think you're a smart brother, well articulate. I think you can get in the government. But I'm just a little curious, like, your obsession with Martin Luther King, and you don't like him. Like, that's just weird with me. But I do want to big up Delano Squires, man. I think you did your thing in that debate. I just don't think you had a fair shake. And if you want to come, I have a way smaller platform, but I would love to have you on my podcast, pick your brain, talk about that debate a little bit, and just some of the stuff you do in Heritage Foundation. And Jason Whitlock, next time you have a debate, bro, let it be a one-on-one, not a two-on-one, man. Come on now. Like, not the biggest fan of you personally, but I do respect your show. I like your sports takes. I like what you talk about socially. I despise the takes, but I will give it to you. I like the stuff you talk about socially. But that's it, man. I really didn't get to do a lot of the haircut in the video because I'm talking to y'all. But I will post this when I'm done. I'll post some little snippets of the haircut. And I'll sprinkle that in the video. But it's been a real one, man. All I was able to do was the ball line. But we're going to finish the fade too and finish the beard. And another thing, man, if y'all got any tips, man, any recommendations on any cream to get this scarring away, man, I'm all ears. But, man, y'all stay smooth. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday, man. Get y'all worship in. Get y'all rest in. Be rejuvenated to start the week. This Cut Talk, we out. The cut is done, man. Was able to get the fade right. Used a little fibers, but yeah, the cut is done, man. And what I did with my beard, so I follow another barber on Instagram named Smash the Barber. Legend, bro. Probably one of the best barbers out there. Now, that is no exaggeration. But he does this cool technique where he, like, instead of putting a hard line and making the beard wide, he, like, fades the beard out and just lines up the sides, which look dope. So I did that today. But yeah, I like the cut, man. Fade is in there. I think I'm all right, man. I think I can go say what's up to my wife now. But yeah, video will be out soon again, man. Y'all enjoy the content. Give me some feedback. Like I said again, just some cream for this. But man, y'all stay solid. Y'all stay smooth, man. Cut Talk, we out.